If you roll a 2026 utility quad into your garage, you don't see a simple engine. You see a sealed plastic fortress. And if you try to remove that plastic, you are met with a financial nightmare. Tamper-proof fasteners, digitally locked ECUs, and components that are legally sealed shut. We are witnessing the death of the backyard ATV mechanic. But this is not an accident. It is a coordinated war on your wallet. Manufacturers want to turn every quad owner into a lifelong tenant. They have sealed the crankcase. They have locked the firmware. And now they are charging you $200 an hour just for the privilege of fixing your own machine. In this investigation, we are going to expose the manufacturers waging this war and exactly how they made your own quad illegal to repair. We will show you why the skid plate of your side-by-side is now a crime scene. And most importantly, we will reveal the only two options you have left if you want to avoid becoming a tenant in your own off-road vehicle. Here is exactly how they stole your quad. In the old days, if a throttle position sensor failed, you went to a salvage yard, paid $10, and plugged in a used one. It was simple voltage and resistance. Today, if you plug a used sensor into a modern Polaris or Can-Am, the quad will not start. The ECU will reject it. Why? Because the manufacturers have embedded a digital handshake inside every critical component. When you install the part, the main computer scans it. If that cryptographic key does not match the factory whitelist, the computer bricks the machine. The part is perfectly functional. The wiring is fine, but the computer refuses to let it work. To unlock it, you have to trailer the quad to the dealership. You have to pay them 1 hour of labor just to plug in a laptop and tell the ECU that the used sensor is allowed to exist. They have digitized the wrench and kept the password for themselves. This is not about safety. It is about killing the used parts market and forcing you to buy new, overpriced components directly from the dealer. But before they lock the software, they lock the hardware. Manufacturers call it optimized packaging. We call it a blockade. On a modern quad, simple maintenance has become a geometric impossibility. Take the drive belt cover. On a 2005 Yamaha Grizzly, it took 5 minutes and a 10mm socket. On a current generation machine, you often have to remove the entire footwell, the side panel, and sometimes the exhaust, just to access the belt. On many sport quads, they have routed the coolant hose directly over the spark plug. You cannot pull the plug without draining the radiator. They have deleted the grease zerks from suspension arms. You cannot grease your own A-arms. You have to trust that a sealed joint will last forever. When that joint fails, you do not just buy a bushing. You buy a complete control arm assembly for $400. But the worst offender is the engine out service. On modern side-by-sides, the engine is packed so tightly into the frame that for many major repairs, the technician has to remove the entire bed, the roll cage, and sometimes the rear subframe. What used to be a Saturday afternoon job in a dirt driveway is now a $2,000 labor bill. You cannot change a starter motor without a 2-post lift and a factory service manual that costs $800. They claim this is for weight distribution and low center of gravity. That is a lie. They want you to look at that cramped, plastic-coated engine bay, feel overwhelmed, and hand over your credit card. You might think, at least I can still change my own battery. Think again. On many modern quads, including the latest Can-Am and CF Moto models, the machine has a battery management system. If you buy a battery at an auto parts store and install it yourself, the quad will not recognize it. The stator will treat the new battery like the old dying battery. It will overcharge it and destroy your new $150 battery in 6 weeks. To fix this, you have to register the battery to the ECU. How do you do that? You have to go to the dealership and pay them a ransom to click a button. They have turned the simplest maintenance task into a subscription fee. You cannot talk about this without talking about Patient Zero, John Deere. Farmers were the first victims of this war. They spent $80,000 on a utility vehicle. But if a $50 wheel speed sensor failed in the middle of a hayfield, the machine would derate itself to 5 miles per hour. The farmer could physically replace the sensor in 10 minutes with a wrench, but the software would not recognize it until a dealer drove out to the farm to bless it with a laptop. Farmers were left stranded during harvest, losing thousands of dollars an hour, waiting for a dealership to grant them permission to use their own property. The off-road industry saw how profitable this was, and they copied it immediately. Now, your quad goes into limp mode, not because it is broken, but because a sensor reading is slightly out of range, and the manufacturer wants you to visit the service center. The goal is not just repair revenue, it is extortion. Manufacturers have realized they do not make enough money selling you the quad once. They want to sell it to you every month. One example, Polaris tried to charge customers a monthly fee for GPS mapping features that were already installed in the Ride Command system. CF Moto tried to charge a subscription for the remote start function on the key fob. Think about the arrogance of that. You bought the display. You own the GPS antenna. You own the key fob. But they put a digital toll booth between you and your property. This is not manufacturing. This is theft. They are trying to turn the off-road vehicle into a service just like Netflix. And if you stop paying, they can turn off your features remotely. So, is the backyard quad mechanic dead? Not yet, but he is being forced underground. We are seeing a massive rise in the black market for repairs. Farmers are buying hacked firmware from Eastern Europe to jailbreak their ATVs. Trail riders are buying bootleg diagnostic software from Facebook groups to bypass dealership locks. People are keeping 20-year-old quads on the trail at any cost just to avoid buying a computer on wheels. Here is the verdict. If you buy a 2026 quad or side-by-side, you do not own it. You are merely the primary user of a data collection device that is owned by the corporation. They control the software, they control the parts, and they control the repair. If you want to own your off-road vehicle, you have two choices. First, support right-to-repair legislation in your state. Second, buy an older analog machine. Buy a quad where the plastics come off with 6 bolts to reveal an engine, not a sealed plastic cover. Buy a machine where the ignition switch is just a switch, not a computer node. The war on do-it-yourself is real. They have sealed the crankcase, they have locked the firmware, but they cannot take away your ability to choose. Reject the ransom, keep the old iron running, and never let them tell you that you are not allowed to fix what you own.